You just saying, okay?
That it's a totally different world and reality out there, in nature.
Mm.
It's completely different. It's like it's the rules of nature, it's the laws of
Mm.
nature and Mother Earth. And it's a completely different world
Mm.
than the world and the construct that we were born into.
That's the world we're meant to be living by, and those laws are been there since the Earth's been there. We need to be in alignment with natural law.
The thing is, the Earth is still trying to provide us
Mm.
with what is needed.
Because the basic issue was what we were saying is that it's food. It's food that's needed because shelter and that we can make easy. Other things we can make easy. But food
Yeah.
is the basic issue for
Food
humanity.
and clean water.
Yeah.
But like the whole, we were born into this lie that says we need money to survive. We need money to buy a box to live in to survive. The lies that say people own the land. These are fundamental lies, and these are lies that we have all bought into because we were born into it. They're lies that our parents believed, they're lies that their parents believed. Somebody says to you that you're this class
And you
by how
believe it.
much money you've got, by what job you do. I mean, the whole idea of jobs is insane as well. The whole...
Humanity's just kept busy doing stuff, and I know some of it's good because we have interests and we enjoy the interests, so none of that's bad. But we're kept doing things, and there might be a much more depth of connection and truth on the earth if we weren't doing the mundane things.
It's also, you only need so many leisure pursuits if people are totally cut off from their truth. If people are lost and don't know where the hell they are, who the hell they are, you're just like floating about, and you need distraction then. You need stuff to make you feel that you've got enjoyment or that things are alright.
There's also...
Because you're not connected, you're not part of what
the
is
earth,
real
yeah.
and true. You're
Yeah,
not
we've lost our
feeling the
place.
pulse of the earth through your whole being.
Yeah, we kind of lost our... We don't know where we are, and on an animal level, you need to know where you are. This is what I was saying once about shapes and stuff, like the natural shapes of plants and, there's a lack of straight lines, basically, and this uniform straight line world that we live in now, concrete jungle, kind of switches you off and makes you go to sleep in the daydream, whereas these natural plants and things around us, they connect deep into the animal part of us, and I feel like the animal's happy, not just the normal logical mind. The animal part of us is happy to see that it leads to presence. It leads to you're seeing beauty all the time, which is what we are meant to be seeing. We're meant to be seeing that.
It just feels fundamentally unhealthy to me, like the whole way of being. Everybody chasing money, chasing thrills, chasing anything. We're not at peace. We're not being here in the nature, in the beauty. We're not even seeing it most of the time. We're not seeing all the beauty that is around us. The play of the sunlight through the leaves on the trees, and all the insects doing their thing, like, it's so beautiful. The true world. And I just feel like the whole constructed version of reality that we've all been bought into right through our lives. We were born into this. This is why it's so hard for people to see outside of it, because it's our reality has been limited from the moment we were born. We were born into a cage. We were born in captivity. You know, it's like animals that are born in captivity in zoos. They don't understand. They don't know any different. And we're the same. If we are born in captivity, we're not aware of it. We're not aware that our true birthright is to be able to walk in the earth, on the earth, wherever the hell we want. This whole idea of ownership is so deeply wrong. We're encouraged to live cut off, or we're encouraged to not be properly present in our lives all the time. I was seeing that stuff about films this morning. You know, we're being given toys and films and TV and media and all these things to keep our attention and our awareness in other places all the time.
Isn't it? Just keep us all distracted when we have massive soul purposes to do here, you know.
And all the films are reinforcing the captive life that we're all living. You know, the films are all reinforcing the reality that we've been fed.
It is a mind trap illusion that we're living in. It's like I want to just be able to walk off, you know, and it's always fear of survival is the thing underneath, you know. But obviously before we weren't scared of survival. We knew how to look after ourselves. We knew we'd find some food. I don't have that sense of self-assurity. I mean, I'm not working at the moment, but it's not the point. Like, self-assurity comes from being in your animal self.
Working is slavitude, it's servitude. We're all being slaves to this system.
And the other entities which are driving this whole commercial crazy.
It's all of it. You know, all our emotions are being triggered and fed off. It's all, you know, we are captive. We are held captive. We are all held captive. No matter how much money you have, you are held captive. We are not the true human being, human animal creature that we are naturally. We're not being that. We've given up a hell of a lot for the toys and the baubles and the distractions we're given. And most of us have no idea what it is that we're missing, because we've been missing it our whole lives.
Yeah.
We
were born into this, weren't we?
Of what it is to truly feel a connection to all the nature, to all that is.
It's like being born into a womb that took you into a different reality, which it was, the earth. We were born into a different reality, but then it's another reality as well, because we've got the manipulated reality which we were born into, and it's so normal, is what you're saying as well, that it's so ingrained and so normal that a human can't imagine another way. But in my truth, I feel like my actual hands, in my hands, because this is genetic memory coming up, in my hands long to be touching things, like to be on the earth, like as in I could have been on all fours at some point in my history, you know. And I have the memory of that in my hands, like my paws, my hand paws are going, oh my God, like, you know, like, why the hell aren't I on the earth? It's like I'm at a distance, living in this little caravan, disconnected from the truth of life, you know.
The thing is, shared illusion forms our reality. If everybody is reflecting the same version of reality back to you, that is then the normal way. You know, in other times, you know, like now, it is considered normal to have these stupid machines in our hand all the time. That is the new normal. It's completely normal to be pressing on smartphones all day long. It's completely normal to be texting people instead of talking to them. In times gone past, in certain tribes, it was normal to eat people. You know, the take on what is normal is shaped by the people who are giving us these versions of reality. Our media is telling us what is normal all the time. We're all shown the images of like the typical normal family, you know, mum, dad, 2 kids, the car, the golden retriever dog, you know, the idea of what is normal, what is nice, what is successful, what is acceptable.
And the drives to become this are so strong, you know, which is where I'm sitting here at the moment going, I don't know which path to go down. And then half of it is, where is it coming from? Where is my desire to achieve and create these things come from? Is it from wanting to be loved? Is it actually a real...
I was just going to say about that, you know, a lot of our programming is coming from childhood and is coming from wanting to feel that deep love and connection to our parents. But because our parents were already conditioned and cut off, we could never get the deep, unconditional love that we wanted from them because they weren't able to bring it, because they weren't connected to it and feeling it themselves. So we end up striving our whole lives to feel something, and we don't even actually know most of it was what it is that we're actually truly wanting, what it is that we're wanting to feel, what it is at that deepest level that we're wanting. So we chase everything. We chase money, you know, if I've just got the right partner, everything will be all right. If I can have sex with the right person, everything will be all right. You know, if I can earn so much, if I can have whatever, if I can do whatever, you know, we're searching and searching and searching all the time. And we have been dumbed down. And the people controlling this illusion and keeping us here in our cages have made it very hard in general for us to connect to our truth again, to us to connect to our source, to connect to Mother Earth. They've made it very difficult to have that connection. They've cut us off from true foods most of the time. Most people are living off foods that have been intensively farmed with genetically modified seeds. You know, we're not even eating true foods anymore, the great majority of us.
It does sound like we're a bit negative, but we're not really. It's just seeing what's really real. And I think when you cut away the drugging foods and that, you know, you start to see what's real and you go, oh my God, like I've got a big grief in my belly and I'm like, God, is this like being sobered up? Like, oh, is this real? You know?
Yeah.
And yes,
and the
okay.
is taken away.
Some of reality we don't like, you know. Like I personally don't like that everywhere I look it's farmed fields, you know, because in my truth I long for somewhere that is, you know, where we actually live is, we're very lucky with it in England because,
it's very beautiful.
You know, there's a lot of good nature just here. But what I realised from coming back from Bulgaria is that it's like nature has been retracted. It's been here in England, you know, with the farming like mad. I mean,
we've encroached upon it all the time. We've ripped it up. We've taken it away.
We've done so much to this we've done so much to it that the essence energy is growing weaker, you know, and I feel that, like, I know like Earth is strong and there's a lot of energy, but I'm feeling the lack of energy when we come into England and places that, you know, have had the core, you know, that have been farmed like crazy, and we just use nature as a commodity. Like,
in a way, when the land is manipulated for the farming, it's doing something similar to what's being done to us. It's not being allowed to be wild, powerful, strong. It's being cut down, it's being formed, it's being shaped by others. And that is happening to us as well. We're not being allowed to feel the truth of ourselves, the full intensity of our being, the full wisdom of our being. We're like a manicured field, you know.
We're allowed to feel a little bit of it if we go and get pissed, or we have a drink of alcohol, we, you know, take drugs or whatever people do. You know, you get to feel a little bit of it then, but that's allowed because it will weaken your system more. But
I just got a random craving for chocolate then, just out of nowhere. That's the thing, you know, we're kept pacified with these things, with these drugs, with these foods, with the drink, with all of it.
This video just makes me feel like the main thing that's needed is just to get out there, be in nature and actually do these videos and try and bring some clarity, you know.
Try and find our own clarity and our own wisdom again. Because when we come back into this, especially in the UK, we are full force back in the currents, back in the construct. And it's very powerful. It's very, very strong. It's hard to go up against.
It is a strong energy.
A system as strong as this.
It's a reptilian...
Yeah, but it's like every person is holding the belief in this structure as well. Everybody we meet has a lot invested in how they have spent their life energy within this cage. So it's very hard to talk to people and be outside of it, because people are very deeply bought into this illusion and will defend it. Will defend it viciously if they need to, because their sense of self, their idea about who and what they are, is deeply woven in to this construct and these lies.
I feel like I'm an animal on this land, and I want to know what it is to feel like a strong animal, like to feel like I can look after myself on an animal level, you know. I mean,
you should really be able to walk off with nothing.
Yeah.
Really. You know. And at one time we were able to be that.
Yeah.
I mean, usually we would be surviving in tribes, you know. I don't think we are naturally supposed to be solitary.
Yeah.
But we are supposed to be able to get by with what the earth provides. We shouldn't, like the whole idea of governments, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know.
What is there something to do with Warren that you know, something you can think of that he might have said that you remember that's relevant, or that you remember from that?
Not sure, really.
I know he went on the mountain, didn't he?
He had his wake-up experience when he was up on the mountain in Australia. He used to say a lot about, you know, that we're all travelling without moving. I think really it's the idea of the dissociation. You know, we can live our whole lives almost in automatic pilot because everything is kind of done for us. So it's quite easy, you know, not to have to be really present in our lives, to not have to feel our emotions, because there's so many ways to numb them out and get away from them.
I mean,
we're not getting the chance to be powerful, Ricky. None of us are getting the chance to truly feel our power, to truly feel the elements, to feel our knowing of the skies, the movement, the stars, the sun, the earth, the rain, everything, you know, like all of these things should be like tangible fire through our system.
Yeah, you're right.
And we're not getting the chance to feel that, you know. All our senses are numbed. Our vision is numbed, our hearing is numbed, our sense of smell and touch and everything are all numbed. We are not
and my
the
body
vital,
feels like
vibrant creatures that we're meant to be.
It's like feeling into my body. It's like you'd think I have a disease or something, because I feel the lack of energy for it, you know. I feel like I'm dying, basically. You know, and even when we're out, I feel that at times, you know.
At a basic level, we're cut off from the earth. You know, I've got my stupid rubber-soled shoes on at the moment. You know, we're cut off from the energy source of the earth.
Yeah, I'm so tied into this system that
you don't, a lot of the time, you forget that we're looking for something else. You know, it's like it's so easy to get caught on little quests and missions within this construct, and all of it basically is illusory, you know, especially all this internet stuff. I want to live with truth and with power. In a true way. I don't mean power over anybody else. I don't feel any need for power over anybody.
I kind of feel like it'd be interesting if groups came together who were not, it wasn't groups like a spiritual community, it was more like groups living wild came together, you know. But like, as I say again, the issue is food. That's the issue. You know, it's not going to last long if after a week we're all really hungry.
It's about learning what we knew. It's also about taking back our truth with all these things. You know, we are all junkies. We are junkies to food. You know, we are used to having all these flavours all the time, which it isn't like. You know, like none of the other animals are like that. You know, they're just grateful. You know, a bird is grateful for the worm that it gets. It doesn't think, oh, I want this with a bit of cayenne pepper on, or, you know, I really think this would go nice with a full-bodied Chianti, or, you know, it's absolutely insane. We've been taken off down a path where we have sacrificed our power and our truth and our vitality for 101 different flavours of ice cream or whatever it is, you know. And it's no substitute for your truth and your power.
It feels
and
like
it always leaves you wanting. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everything this construct gives you, it always leaves you
wanting more. More money, more possessions,
any sense
more
of
food,
fulfillment passes extremely quickly.
more sex, more drugs, more rock and roll. Music's good, but
we didn't come here to be in cages. We didn't come here to be told where we can or can't walk. It is fundamentally wrong, this idea of owning land. Nobody has the right to own land.
yeah, it freaks me out that we've just got to this time we have on the planet right now. Because especially with my ancestral memories sort of waking up, and I feel it different, and I know it different to this. It's quite freaky that we're in this time now, and
I'm just aware of how numb it all is, how switched off and numb we all are.
We want to believe in it, you know, the delusion. We want it to be enough that we just have coffee and cake, you know, and watch episodes of whatever over and over again, you know, and that's nice. Yeah, let's kid ourselves. That's all right. But when you start realising there's something more going on the planet, you want more, you know, and it's a thirst for truth, not for, you know.
It's also like at a very base and core level, most people are dissatisfied, unfulfilled, wanting something else, something different, something more, something. You know, they're hanging on for their next holiday or their next pay rise or their next career stepping stone, or, you know, life will be better when, life will be better when. And life can only be good truly in the moment. Preferably when you are awake. I'm sick of feeling dumb and switched off. We've been believing the lies again. You know, we get very pulled by the illusion. We all believe it, we get swallowed up within it. And then we believe that that is what it is. That that's truth, that that's reality. that reality is going to work every day to pay the bills. You know, it's absolutely insane. The whole thing is absolutely crazy. The idea that you've got to work to pay the mortgage on the house that you're living in. You know, the idea that we owe banks. The idea that we owe anybody.
Nobody's got enough strength in them to rebel against it or choose a different path. Some people have.
Getting my bag and walking off. Again. We've all got so used to our comforts. But we don't realise most of the time comfort equals sedation.